How you doing, everyone? It's about that time again. I've got some CDs to show you, so I'm going to do a bit of a CD update. But before I do that, I just want to say that since my time in the VC, which has been about a week, I think it's been absolutely brilliant. The variety of knowledge from each channel that I've subscribed to, and I've spoken to a few of you as well, has been amazing. What's good for me is I'm an only child, so I've never had a big brother or sister to give me the nod towards albums or bands or anything like that. I've only got a small handful of friends that are into the same music as me, so I think it's just great to sit and chat to you all and see your variety of music, whether it's hard rock, glam metal, heavy metal, death metal, whatever. So I just want to say, keep up the great videos. I'm enjoying it all, so cheers for that. So I'll get on to the CD update. And the first one I'm going to show you is by the Swedish band Ghost, and the album's called Meliora. This was out in 2015. I've just never picked it up. I'll tell you guys right now that I was a big illegal downloader, if you want to call it that. I didn't buy albums or CDs for years. It was always just downloaded off whatever website I could. But I've now kind of taken interest in collecting CDs again, which I used to do. So yeah, check out Ghost. Papa Emeritus and his Nameless Ghouls. That's a picture of them there, if you don't already know them. Identities shrouded in mystery for a long time, but now they're kind of all out in the open due to lawsuits and all sorts. So yeah, that's their third release. They've had a EP out since then called Popestar, which is also an album to check out. It's maybe 4 or 5 tracks. And if you haven't heard of them, check out a song called Cerise, and then check out a song called He Is, which are both off this album, and you can see what you think. The next one I won't go into too much detail about, because I'm sure you all know of this one, but I've just never had it on hard copy, and it's Queensryche and Operation Mindcrime. I first heard Queensryche about 5 years ago, and it was the song Walk in the Shadows, so I thought it was great. Went out and bought Rage for Order, and it was pretty average. I'd definitely say that Walk in the Shadows was the best song on the album. So I wasn't overwhelmed with them, but then obviously as the years go on you hear more and more about this one, and decided to check it out, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. It's a great album, so finally got that in hard copy, so I'm pleased with that one. The next two are from Judas Priest, and the first one is Defenders of the Faith, and I just love the Judas Priest artwork as well. And this album's great, I'm sure you all know it, but Jawbreaker, The Sentinel, Some Heads Are Gonna Roll, and Night Comes Down is an absolutely terrific song as well, so yeah. And the next one's probably my favourite Judas Priest album, which kind of jumping on the bandwagon, it's a lot of people's favourite, but it's Screaming for Vengeance, which is just a killer album from top to bottom, I think. Even the intro, The Hellion, is just phenomenal with the dual guitars. Absolutely love it. So very happy to have that one. And you'll see probably throughout these updates that I always kind of aim for the 80s kind of stuff. It always draws me in. Just the sound of the 80s, the hard rock sound is really what draws me in. So proven here with Whitesnake and Self-Titled, and obviously this has got Still of the Night, Give Me All Your Love, Children of the Night, Here I Go Again, and that's just a good album. You can just sit and listen to that all the way through. And the next one was Slip of the Tongue by Whitesnake, which is also a really great album. Favourite one on this is probably Judgment Day. So, yeah. And the last one is a band I mentioned in my last update, and it is Sabaton. This is their latest release, The Last Stand, and for me this is almost a perfect album. There's one song on here and it's called Last Dying Breath, which I'm not a massive fan of, but I can listen to it. Apart from that, for me, it would have been a perfect album. So if you've not already, I'm going to plug them again. Sabaton, Swedish power metal, you can't go wrong. Do it. So that's it. Speak to you soon, guys. Cheers.